Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fun Genichiro stream. Yay! So let's see. So far, we have Archangel is here. Yay! And Kuro is here. Yay! So, sadly, this will be the last Heart of the Woods stream. I could say that with finality because, well, we're going to be going through the other two endings today. So, the ending that we got on our initial run-through was the second bad ending. So, bad ending number 2. Obviously, we don't want a bad ending.
Emotional damage.
Exactly! We don't want emotional damage, we want happiness! And only happiness. Only happy, no sad. Oh, that being sad though. That being said though, oh my. Oh. Only Tengu Girl still needs oxygen. I think. I don't know, I've not launched myself into space. I might be able to survive that. Maybe. I mean, because I have a nuclear bomb to the face. In theory, space. Ah! I didn't mean make the nuclear explosion happen! Why did I make those an option? Because it amuses all of you. Oh, okay. Well, that tracks then. Keep calm and carry on. You know, if an atom bomb goes off and the only thing that happened is your toaster is on the roof, congratulations! You somehow found the best result. Somehow. Given that normally that results in death. Hot, spicy, instantaneous death. So yeah, we got the bad ending too. So that means there are 2 other endings. Now I went back and queued them up. I could show you where the dialogue I could show you where the options diverge, but there's just a couple of extra lines of dialogue that are different, and honestly, it's not really worth going through everything again just for a couple of lines. Thankfully, there is a spoiler-free choice tree available on Steam for the. If you look at that, that will tell you what choices to pick should you pick this up and wish to get to the good end, or at the very least, wish to make sure that you always have the option for all 3 endings. So there's basically a combination of choices that you could pick where. So, over the span of the game total, there are 3 places where you need to make a choice. If you make choice A in the first choice, you have to do choice B in the second, and vice versa. If you don't, you automatically get locked out of the true ending, just by default. If you do that, then you'll have the option to pick dialogue that'll get you all 3 endings. Which is what we want. We want the good ending. So, I basically got it queued up to where stuff starts to diverge is when Morgan, Terra, and Jaladora go to land in the fairy field in the final confrontation with Evelyn. That's where stuff will start to diverge. Phone, please. There's good stuff here. Alright, there's also bad stuff. We're going to start with the other bad ending, because I want to end this with happiness. Because only happy. Even though the first bad ending is definitely worse than the ending we got. At least with the ending we got, I mean, Jaladora dies, which that sucks. Which then put Maddie and Abby in the position of, yes, that is exactly what I was going to do. So that left Abby and Maddie trapped in the woods because no other fairy queen. And it's assumed that aside from being stuck in the woods, they would have had a relatively happy life, but I mean, not the life they wanted. And Tara and Morgan got married, but Tara stopped doing Terranormal because of, yeah. So yeah, not great. Anyway, enough flapping my gums. Let's get into it, shall we? Ugh. What a strange thing for your phone to decide to do. Okay, turn my controller back on. Thank you. Alrighty. So yeah, I have good ending save and bad ending save. Oh, you can grind anything on these. That was the point. Like, I literally went out of my way when I made the design and submitted to my artist. It is a great quote. I said great quote. Great quote. I literally went out of my way to tell my artist, is like, I need the abs. The abs must happen. And I said it was so, and she made it so. You could, but maybe save it for maybe save it for the ad break. Okay, got the right one.
Emotional, damn it!
Right on top of me. All right. So, bad ending number 1, which hold on to your heartstrings, kids. This one's gonna be a roughie. Oh yeah, sure. See, I'm rock hard, but I'm still soft. It's cause still girl, you see. All girls are soft, even muscle girls like me. Just, you know, different. Our feet touch solid ground, and Tara immediately loses her balance. I grab her shoulder to keep her from falling. Phrasing indeed. Jaladura pants heavily, the magic having taken a heavy toll on her. Maddie, Abigail, and Evelyn are on the far side of the lake. Only Abigail seems to notice us. Even from a distance, the terror on her face is clear.
Come on, they need our help.
And Tara takes one step forward and then falls to the ground, clutching her ankle.
Shit.
Just then, Maddie screams in pain or in horror. A sick feeling in my stomach. All three of us turn to look, although there's nothing new to be seen. I know from experience that doesn't mean she isn't in pain. Abigail is tugging on her arm, but Maddie doesn't react at all. She must be beyond even feeling it. And just behind Evelyn, a familiar-looking ball of sinister light is forming, sparkling in the moonlight. Its tendrils jolt and jag with a familiar hunger. Maddie doesn't even know. Evelyn turns back and looks at us, a sadistic grin on her face. The tendrils of magic shift, and a feeling of impending doom fills my lungs. I look back at Tara, who scowls at her foot as she tries to move. There's no way she'll be able to. I don't have long to act. My thoughts feel like a fog, pressing against the horror before me and numbing me. For once, the numbness fills me with a sense of peace and of purpose. I know what I have to do. I kneel down in front of Tara, taking her hands in mine. She looks up, curious, with a question on her lips, but I don't give her time to ask it.
Tara, thank you for everything. Really, I mean it. Everything.
For once, my being bad with words is a strength here. Confusion flashes across her face, but she doesn't interrupt. She searches my face as I continue speaking.
I love you. I really do. I'm sorry for everything that's happened. I hope that you'll be happy.
Wait, what are you...
But I'm already walking away. This is where it starts being different, because in the ending that we had, Morgan was frozen still and couldn't move. So, this is where it starts being... Well, I mean, it already kind of started being different, but it's different now.
I made a promise.
I can't even face her as I say it. I choke on the words, and my tears that I don't even try to fight. Jeladura reaches a paw out toward me as I pass by, but I continue walking.
Thank you, Jeladora, for everything as well. For the years you kept me company.
I turn and I face them both for one last time.
Goodbye.
And then I run towards Maddie and Evelyn. It would have been nice to leave. The prospect of a life with Terra, even if only a distant dream, was better than anything else Eisenfeld had to offer me. But it was always just that. It was always a dream. And it's time to wake up now. I'm not surprised that it's come to this. In my heart of hearts, I think I always knew that it would. There's no way I'm going to let her win this time, though. I forced myself to ignore Terra's screams of protest behind me. I wish that there was another way, but there isn't. Somehow, I feel lighter and more free than I ever have as I race towards Evelyn. She bristles with moonlit energy, gorging herself nearly until she explodes. I just need to push her over that point. Abigail sees me coming and says something, but the words don't even register in my head. For just 1 second, I pause, only a few meters away from Evelyn, who looks surprised to see me. My last regret is that I don't have time to tell her how much I hate her. I hope she can see it in my eyes as I gather my strength for one last sprint, launching myself at her. Her eyes go wide as we crash into the waters of the lake together. The rest is silence. I see Morgan tackle Evelyn. Watch them hit the water together. I see it, but I can't stop it. I see the moonlight and the water both shimmer and shake, and water splash everywhere as the two of them thrash around. I see the splashing stop and go still again. I see Jeladura, the cat, stretch and sprawl as dark magic evaporates from her paw. I can see her form emerge as the rightful fairy queen once more. I see all this happen, but I never see Morgan come back up out of the water again.
Babe? Morgan?
I'm yelling at the lake. I'm yelling at the place where she disappeared, but nothing's happening. I try to take a step forward, forget that my foot is screwed, and I fall down to my knees in the sand.
Shit!
I'm yelling at myself, at how fucking useless I was. Like always.
Please, no!
I drag myself to the water's edge. I can see Maddie rushing over towards me, but I don't care. She's not the one who's important right now. I strain my eyes for any trace of her. Why hasn't she come back up yet? I mean, I know she can hold her breath a long time, but this is pushing it, even for her.
Terra.
Hi, Ilias. How are you? I'm sure that if I turned my head, I could see Maddie. But I don't want to. I know Maddie's there. That isn't the problem. Ah, I'm glad you're okay. Well, so we're doing the first bad ending, since the ending that we had before was the second bad ending, and Morgan just seemingly sacrificed herself to kill Evelyn in this ending. My fingertips scratch the smooth surface of the lake. It washes away the sand grains under my fingernails. Just a little bit further, and I can pull myself out to the lake. I'll find her. I'll bring her back.
Tara.
I can feel her hands slip under my arms as she pulls me to my feet. Like always, someone else is taking care of me.
Let me go, Mads. I need to help Morgan. She went in, but... Tara!
I finally turn to look at her. She's crying.
Tara, she's gone.
I don't want to believe her. It can't be true. Not after all we went through.
You're wrong! She can't be gone. We were supposed to go home together. She was supposed to come back with us. She was supposed to...
All of the things that we were supposed to do come to mind at once, even as I tried to push them away. I collapse into Maddie's arms, sobbing. She hugs me tightly. I can feel her own tears dripping down onto the back of my neck.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm happy for them. I really am. I think Mads has tried to hide it from me. I can hear the smiles and excitement in her voice, even when they don't show up on her face. In the way she looks at Addie, the way they hold hands. She's just really delicate in a way I've never seen her before. The change is obvious. I've got to be supportive, right? Any good friend would be. It's just... Our last few days in Eisenfeld feel like they're gone in an instant. I guess I'm also kinda zoned out during them. It's hard to describe, but none of it feels real. It's like I'm watching myself in one of my own videos. I can hear my voice, hear myself laugh and joke, but that's not me. I'll be sitting in the living room and look at a clock and it'll be midnight. I won't even remember doing anything else that day, and then I'll just go to sleep right there on the couch. I can't go back into that room. And it's like that for however long we have left. It's all hazy. I don't even remember packing. And then we're at the train station, getting ready to board. Abby is pointing at everything and asking all kinds of questions. I don't think she's ever seen a train before. Mads is so patient with her. She even seems to enjoy explaining all this stuff. They're good together. Before we get on board, Mads grabs my arm and pulls me aside.
Hey, listen,
She says,
I just want you to know that...
I interrupt her. I'm okay, Mads, really. You don't have to worry. I flash her the old grin and finger guns. I've done it so many times on camera when I was sick or tired that I don't think even Maddie can see my heart isn't really in it this time. At least I hope not. She wraps her arms around me anyway.
I just want you to know that I'm here for you.
Maddie is a good friend.
I can feel the tears want to come out. I'm not gonna let them. I wrench my eyelids shut and take a deep breath. That's all I've got. My pride. Mad steps back, hands on my shoulders. She smiles at me. Abby smiles at me. Both of them have this look of pity in their eyes that they don't even try to hide. That's the last thing I want.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Maddie says, and she leads me onto the train. Abby's a big bundle of giggles and excitement. You'd think it was already Christmas by how she's acting. Then again, it's probably better than Christmas for her.
I can't believe we're finally leaving. I I never thought this day would come. I never even dreamed about it. And now, it's a little scary.
Abby says, her eyes shining. She's literally vibrating in her seat.
Isn't she just a lovely, lovely bundle of energy?
It's scary for me to leave too. Just not in the same way. I realize I'm staring at her too late. Our eyes meet and I look away towards the window, but before I do, I see that look on her face again. Pity, mixed with guilt. She doesn't even say much after that, at least not that I can hear. She and Mads kinda just whisper to each other while I stare out the window, watching the forests and mountains pass by. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was just starting to have all these plans. Things were starting to feel certain again, and now... there had to be some other way. There had to be. I'm not sure who to be angry at. I don't know who to blame. Hours pass. It's hard to tell. Abby falls asleep with her head on Maddie's shoulder, and Maddie just keeps shooting me these concerned glances every time she looks up from the book she's reading. She doesn't say anything, though. She probably doesn't know what to say. And I sure as hell don't. I lay my head against the glass. It's cool, and the way my head bounces off it as the train goes along is kinda soothing. I wonder how this train ride would have gone if... would I be the one with my head on Morgan's shoulder, sleeping like Abby is with Mads? I'm glad they're getting their happy ending. They deserve it. They really do. But what about what Morgan deserved? What about what I deserved? It doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel right. But it does feel real. I wish it didn't feel so real.
Poor Tara.
I sigh. They look so content, the two of them. A good friend would be happy for them. God, I wish I could be.
So you got one ending where only Tara and Morgan make it out. And we have this ending where Morgan doesn't make it out. It's so sad seeing like favorite character be like, well, depressed. I mean, she finally finds somebody she could fall in love with, and then that person dies. Well, not there yet. There's a post-credit scene in coming up. I may or may not have vetted the endings beforehand just to make sure that I didn't screw up the choices, the choice tree. Because if I screwed up the choice tree and we just got the same ending multiple times, that would probably not make for very much entertainment. This ending's so sad though. If we got this ending first, like, I would have had if we got this ending first and, like, I didn't know there were other endings, I would freaking have cried myself to sleep. Stepping foot in our apartment again elicits a strange mix of emotions. There's the relief of being home, and the elation of having Abigail here with me. But there's a lingering sorrow from one very notable absence. Morgan should be here too. Tara makes jokes, blows off personal inquiries, and avoids showing any sign of the intense pain she's feeling. I have to imagine she's furious with me too. Everything I say to her is met with hesitation before she responds. She hasn't looked me in the eye for days. She's told me she doesn't blame me, but how could she not? We all know that I could have changed this. When the time came to act, I froze, and Morgan paid for it. There's the thump of scurrying paws from one of the bedrooms as BT hears the door, and both Tara and I smile as we watch the cat bolt down the hall towards us. I can't help but think of Jaeladora, and I'm sure Tara can't either. Still, Tara kneels down and BT leaps into her arms, nuzzling her face as she tries to kiss his head. I missed you too, buddy. It's good to see you again. She places him back on the ground and he makes his way over to me, purring and winding between my legs. I let him show his affection for a minute before he stops and looks up at Abigail. He's normally not great around new people, and I told her to brace for the cold shoulder. Hopefully she's not too disappointed after spending so many years making friends with the forest animals. Oh, hello. You must be BT. Aren't you the cutest little thing? Abigail kneels down on the ground. Rather than hiss, he licks her face instead. It seems her affinity for animals wasn't left behind in the forest. Meanwhile, Tara drops her bags and passes us by. Hey, you guys have fun with the boy. I'm gonna head up to my room. I want to say something. I need to say something, but words fail me. There's nothing I can say or do that I haven't already. I watch her go, feeling like with each step, the gulf between us grows. I give Abigail the tour of the place, show her our room, the kitchen, the living room. I explain each modern appliance and convenience, and she listens intently. I pause outside Tara's closed bedroom door, wondering if I should knock. I don't. We return to the living room and settle down on the couch. Abigail's gaze sweeps over everything, and I know she's bursting with questions to ask, but she keeps them all inside for now. For now, it's just the two of us, finding solace in each other. She doesn't blame you, you know. I turned my head to face Abigail. Wait, you can read minds too? You didn't tell me about that one. I'm not the only one who's easy to read, Madison. We both know you did everything you could, even if it takes time for her to process it. I'm sure she's as aware of that as I am deep down. I might not know her that well, but I know that she's a good person. You are too. Morgan gave her life so the three of us could survive. We should honor that gift. All of us. A thud behind us makes me jump as I whirl towards the stairs, half expecting Evelyn to jump out at us again. It's gonna be a long time before I can shake that fear. Especially Evelyn as she appeared at the end where she was like all like boiling and bleeding at the mouth and her eyes were like dripping goo. If I turned around and if I saw that at any point and I heard like a loud sound afterward, yeah, I'd think it was her too. Like, I'd be constantly paranoid it was her, just like coming back from the dead somehow. But it's not her, of course. It's Tara, back again. She reaches out for one of her suitcases, making faltering eye contact with us. I can tell she's still not sure how to feel, but the fact that she came back down here is a good sign, right? I want to reach out and offer some real help, but I know she has to do this at her own pace. Maybe, if I just reach out a little. Hey, Abigail and I were going to maybe order some pizza for dinner. Do you want us to order some for you too? We can get Hawaiian. She looks at me like I'm speaking another language. The awkward silence makes me immediately regret my offer. But after a moment, she smiles. It's small, only on her face for a moment, but it's real. The first real one I've seen from her since we left Eisenfeld. You hate it when I order Hawaiian. The last time I did, you talked about how it was unnatural for 10 minutes straight. Is that a no? That fleeting smile whitens, and this time it stays there. By my side, Abigail smiles too. Tara sniffles, and for a moment it looks like she's going to cry. But with a small cough, she suppresses it. Instead, she gives me a small nod. There's no way I'm missing out on a chance to make you experience the joy of pineapple on pizza. You're on. Having said her piece, Tara turns and heads back upstairs with her bag. I can tell the distance between us is still going to take a long time to fully repair. But I know that as long as we're on the same team, we'll get through it. We've proven that time and time again. We all have our share of fears for the future and regrets towards the past. But we all have time to face them and to grow. Because that's the best way to honor Morgan's sacrifice. We're going to live our lives to the fullest, without regrets. And we're going to do it together. So that's the other bad ending. The theme of the bad endings is somebody dies. So let's go be happy. Because only happy allowed. Yep, okay, and this is the good ending save. It's gonna be a little repetitive at first. Mostly because I started with this scene. But here we go. Good ending time. Or true ending time, I should say. Good true ending is the same. It's a good ending and it's a true ending. Our feet touch solid ground, and Tara immediately loses her balance. I grab her shoulder to keep her from falling. Oh, I know I can. But I don't want to, skip past that. So I learned when I was queuing up the endings that if you do hit the skip, it actually goes pretty fast. And I don't want to, miss the parts where it changes. It changes fairly quickly. It's not going to be that redundant. Jaeladora pants heavily, the magic having taken a heavy toll on her. Maddie, Abigail, and Evelyn are on the far side of the lake. Only Abigail seems to notice us. Even from a distance, the terror on her face is clear. Plus, I don't remember where the change happens. I know it happens in this first bit. I just forget where.
Come on, they need our help.
Tara takes one step forward and then falls to the ground, clutching her ankle.
Shit!
Just then, Maddie screams, in pain or in horror, a sick feeling in my stomach. All three of us turn to look, although there's nothing new to be seen. I know from experience that doesn't mean she isn't in pain. Abigail is tugging on her arm, but Maddie doesn't react at all. She must be beyond even feeling it. And just behind Evelyn, a familiar-looking ball of sinister light is forming, sparkling in the moonlight. Its tendrils jolt and jag with a familiar hunger. Maddie doesn't even know. Evelyn turns back and looks at us, a sadistic grin on her face. The tendrils of magic shift, and a feeling of impending doom fills my lungs. I look back at Tara, who scowls at her foot as she tries to move. There's no way she'll be able to. I don't have long to act. I turn to run, to confront Evelyn myself. I don't know what else to do. Everything has gone wrong. All that matters to me at this point is that Maddie and Tara get out of here. If I have to die for that to happen, then so be it. I hesitate, just slightly. My leg wavers as I try to take a step forward. It's enough for Tara to grab my arm, grimacing through the pain. It's already different, by the way. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't take long.
Where are you going?
Tara's like, "Nuh-uh, you're not dying. No sacrificing."
Just stop her.
Tara's grip tightens.
Not without me, you aren't.
Tara, you can't.
Neither can you. I'm not letting you throw yourself away. Not again.
Something soft paws at my leg. Then I look down to see Jaeladora staring up at me.
Both of you.
As sweet as they are, there isn't any time for sentimentality. Every second we spend talking is a second wasted.
Morgan, the moonlight.
I glance up at the sky, but don't notice anything different. The moon shines down on both Maddie and Evelyn, surely invigorating them both. However, it's obvious from the situation that Evelyn is better at using it. So, throughout the game, there's 3 choices that you have to make. Hold on, let me pull up the sheet. So I remember vaguely what they were, but I might as well be precise. Okay. Wait, why did it copy it? Then mine that's not important. So earlier in the game, when you first, when Maddie appears to have died, and you're given a choice in how Morgan addresses Tara in dealing with that realization. You have the choice to either let Tara mourn or tell her to keep strong. And that's the first choice that you make. Those choices alone don't lock you out of any of the endings. But it does determine what you need your second choice to be. So the second choice is comes up when Evelyn forces Morgan to kill the ancestral tree. And you get another choice. You either say that, have Morgan say to herself that Evelyn will pay for this, or you have Morgan freak out and say there's nothing that they can do. If your first choice is to let Tara mourn, you need to pick she'll pay for this in order to get have the ability to get all three endings. If you pick tell Tara to keep strong, then for that second choice you need to pick there's nothing we can do to be able to get access to all three endings. And at that point, you get one last decision that comes up right before this scene, when Maddie describes, all we gotta do is execute on the plan. Simple, right? And you get if you've chosen the first two correctly, then you get three options. If you agree with Maddie that, yeah, you're right, it's simple, you'll get the good ending, which is this ending. If you get, I'll promise I'll make it up to you, then you get the ending that we got last time. And if you pick one way or another, it ends tonight, you get the ending that we just saw, the one where Morgan dies. So that is the decision tree. So essentially the first choice doesn't matter, it's the second choice that matters. The second and third choice are the ones that matter. The first choice only changes what you need your second choice to be. Alright. Upwards and onwards.
What about it?
It makes magic stronger. With enough of it, and our magic, we can stop her.
Whose magic? Yours and Maddie's?
Her eyes glisten in the moonlight as she stares up at me.
No, Morgan. Mine and yours.
Say what?
What?
I can't keep the exasperation out of my voice. We don't have time for her to mess around. Geladora nimbly climbs up on my legs and torso, my heavy sweater protecting me from the pain of her claws. She perches on my shoulder.
Love is its own form of magic. It makes the impossible possible.
So what you're saying is, all you need is love.
And I know you have plenty of that.
I turn to face Tara, who's been listening to every word. Despite it all, she gives me an encouraging smile.
I don't know anything about magic, and I'm still figuring this love thing out. But I know I believe in you, Morgan. Go kick her ass!
Hell yeah! I breathe in deeply. I could try to stop her myself. Even if I had to die for it, I would. What Jaeladura says sounds crazy, but everything about this is crazy. That is the most sane thing anybody has said in the last, since chapter 1, when things just seemed normal. And everybody thought Morgan was crazy. And I don't want to die. Yes, no dying. No one's allowed to die.
Okay.
I'm putting all of my trust in Jaeladura and in Terra. Just like I know they're putting their trust in me. I won't let them down. With one arm, I help keep Jaeladura in place, and as fast as I can, I run, heading straight for Maddie and Evelyn. Just go in together! If Jaeladura goes in by herself, she dies. If Morgan goes in by herself, she dies. If they both go in together, maybe, just maybe... Well, that would suck.
Now do you understand? Everything that you've done still wasn't enough. Even cheating death itself. Now, join them.
Barely on the periphery of my awareness, I can see magical energy coalescing behind her. The spell that's intended to end my life. I need to react. I need to move out of the way, or do something. But I can't. I'm frozen. I can't tear my gaze away from the sight of Morgan and Terra. I couldn't protect them either. I couldn't save them. For those who forgot, Maddie is freaking out because she sees what she thinks is a very much butchered Morgan, Terra, and Jaeladura. We know it's an illusion because Morgan, Terra, and Jaeladura are all just fine right now. Hopefully it stays that way this time. Maybe I deserve this too. I wasted the second chance I was given. Maybe I... Another presence cuts through the haze of my mind, giving me a sudden spark of clarity.
Madison!
She must have been calling my name for a while.
Madison! It isn't real! You aren't alone!
Her words cut through my despair like a hero's sword. I lock eyes with her, and I welcome her into my own head. She's so vibrant, so present, that she forces out Evelyn. Everything that I was feeling just moments before, all of the fear and horror is swept away, and is replaced with only one thing. Love. Because all you need is love! Love magic, let's go! She helps make me myself again. Time itself has stopped, or rather, it doesn't exist here. Right now, we're the only two people in the universe. I'm aware that this is only a vision and not reality, yet somehow, it's more than that. Perhaps it's a different kind of magic. Oh, don't we all? If we could just magic our way out of name a thing. Magic our way out with the power of love. We're surrounded by light. Stars flicker, watching us to see what will happen next. I witness both myself and Abigail, but it's not just the versions of ourselves that are here and now. Rather, it's our future together. The two of us, happily laughing, smiling, growing old. It takes me only an instant to understand. She's the one imagining it, sharing this with me, the same way that the fairies did. This isn't just a wish or a possibility. It's a promise. Both in my mind and in the real world, I take her hands. I don't worry about Evelyn, because in my heart, I know that we've already won. I look Abigail in the eye, and I say just 2 words.
I do.
I focus on the feeling of her hand against mine, and the knowledge that she's with me. I steady my breathing. I face back towards the scene that Evelyn's conjured. Only now do I notice the imperfections there. Morgan's sweater is the wrong color. Tara's hair clips are the wrong shape. Even the markings on Jeladora's fur are different.
You liar!
I should have known. They were just more illusions. It's always illusions with her. I almost fell for the same trick twice. But it won't happen again. Before my eyes, the fake images flicker and then dissipate, vanishing entirely. For the first time, Evelyn takes a step backwards, shaken by my resolve. The spell she had been charging collapses into nothingness. She shudders yet again, harder than before. She shakes so hard that it looks like she might fall apart. But she doesn't, and when she faces me again, there's still murder in her eyes. Evelyn takes a decisive step forward, and outstretches her hand towards me. She opens her mouth, bearing rows and rows of teeth at me. I feel Abigail press into my side, and the vision disappears. Just then, I spot Morgan running towards us, Jeladora in her arms. The real Morgan, with the real Jeladora. As they approach, I feel Jeladora's thoughts collide with my own. She sends me an apology for the signal, conveying in an instant everything that had happened. As a little refresher, Jeladora sent the signal to Maddie too early, which resulted in the current situation of Maddie being left vulnerable against Evelyn rather than the other way around. Then she sends me a request along with 2 words. I'm ready.
Maddie! The lake!
Even Evelyn turns around to see what Morgan's talking about. Then, without warning, Morgan turns and dashes into the pond, with Jeladora still in her arms, submerging them both in the water as they vanish from sight. Tara skids to a stop, watching the spot where they disappeared as the shimmering surface of the pond scatters moonlight. I understand. For what I hope is the last time, I draw up the magic that the fairies have entrusted me with. I coax it out of every nook and cranny of the forest, from the frozen ground under our feet to the highest reaches of the tallest trees. I implore the forest to help me. Within an instant, I can feel its response. From the fairies, hidden just out of sight. From the forest spirit, waiting forlornly in its grove. From Alma's mother, her child taken from her unfairly. From Morgan and Jeladora, putting their fates in my hands. From the very moon itself. I move with the easy confidence of doing something that I know I was born to do. All of my short time as Fairy Queen has been building up to this moment. I step forward, bolstered with energy and no longer afraid. I feel out the gaping hole where Evelyn's mind should be, the black, vile reminder of the existence she forsook, and the lives that she stole. I find her like a roach, skittering and afraid, and I bind her. I'm sure that it sears her like fire. She shudders and shivers and quakes in the moonlight. Moon sickness. After that, I let go. I release it all of the magic and power that was given to me. I let it flow out of my fingertips on its way back to its rightful owner. I can see the arc of the magic as it descends into the lake, where I know Jeladora is waiting for it. Then, as the last vestiges of it leave my body, the vision of it disappears, and the warmth of the moonlight vanishes, leaving me cold. The thousands of voices and consciousnesses quiet and then go still, leaving me all alone in my head once more. My dress returns to its proper form as just a jacket, and the flowers wither and shrivel away into non-existence, not death. The crown on my head crumbles to dust, brushing past my ears before it's blown away. At the same time, Morgan resurfaces and swims to the shore, where Terra's waiting for her. Alright, Morgan survived! The moonlight is endlessly refracted throughout the water, where it shimmers and sparkles. Beneath the surface, I can see her. Gelidora crests back through the surface, her true form restored as she's accepted the mantle of Fairy Queen once again. She's gorgeous. I mean, we got like a silhouette of her multiple times, but now we get to see her full on. Gelidora's true form as Fairy Queen is a beautiful woman garbed in an ornate white and blue dress with a snowflake adornment. A shining dress the color of fresh-born snow adorns her, glittering as brightly as the stars overhead. Water streams down her in little rivulets, some turning into ice or frost on the way. She's breathtaking. My dress was pretty, but it didn't suit me nearly the same way the role of Fairy Queen seems to suit her. Even Evelyn is speechless. Gelidora closes her eyes for just a moment. Her breathing slows almost imperceptibly, but just enough that I involuntarily step backwards. Her movements mirror the ones I performed just moments ago. Gelidora's stance is more experienced, more graceful, but I recognize it. She's calling upon the forest's magic. Then she raises one hand high. The moon seems to glimmer at her fingertips. In one swift motion, she slices downward, moonlight trailing behind her. It pierces Evelyn like a spear, fatal and true. Her whole body convulses as her moon sickness wreaks its terrible havoc on her. Her flesh bubbles and rolls as it tries to escape the dying spirit within. It's a gruesome sight, and I look away, turning instead to Abigail. She holds me tightly. As I watch Gelidora approach the shore, I can hear the buzzing of the fairies, just out of sight, as they start to return to greet their queen. I don't even have to be connected to the forest to know that it's rejoicing. It's over. We've won. Turned into a puddle of black goo the first ending we saw, just kind of pushed into the lake and disappeared. This time she's just outright just freaking brutally blown to bits. Essentially. Like, literally turned into a blood spatter. Probably for the better they didn't necessarily draw that in explicit detail. Good indeed, she deserved it. I stand there on the shore, hardly daring to move. I keep expecting Evelyn to reappear, more powerful and furious. Or worse, for all of this to be an illusion as well. That would be pretty messed up. But it isn't. Not a trace of Evelyn remains, neither body nor soul. Gelidora stands on the ground where it last was. The Fairy Queen's eyes are closed in mourning. Not over losing Evelyn, of course, but over losing the fairy she had once been. Wait, so she was just an evil fairy? Evelyn was just the result of if a fairy goes evil? One of the little flower girls turning evil turns into that. Holy crap. On the plus side, at least we now know what she was the whole time. So, not a demon or something, but an evil fairy. That is exactly what she was. An evil fairy. I look down at myself in my regular clothes once more, and my flesh and blood body. I shiver a little in the breeze. It's a miraculous feeling. Then, I turn and pull Abigail towards me, as we wrap our arms around each other in the biggest hug imaginable. Neither of us say anything. We don't have to. From the side of the lake, Morgan and Terra approach us. Tara's limping, leaning on Morgan for support. They both look a little bruised, but not too badly off. Everybody survived! Except Evelyn. But, I mean, screw her. Abigail and I walk over to meet them.
You did it, huh? You really did it.
Kicked her frickin' ass.
Yeah, we did.
It's still sinking in.
Morgan, Tara, are both of you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
I'm good too. Messed up my ankle when we got here, but it's nothing too bad.
And your head.
Hey now, I already said not to worry about that one.
Gets her head dropped on a hard concrete floor. Ah, it's fine. I'll be fine. I don't need that. It's just my head. I would do the same freaking thing. I have done the same thing, although not from nearly the height that she fell. Same! That's why I'm the eccentric individual I am today. I think. I don't know. I feel like dropping something hard with enough force on a 1-year-old's head will probably do something to that 1-year-old. The 1-year-old was me. For better or worse, it really is impossible to face Tara. She could have died several times within the last half hour, but here she is, cracking jokes. I mean, that's what I'd do. The life or death situation's over, time to make fun of it all. Why? Coping mechanism! That's how I would cope. I really admire that about her.
Are you sure you're all right, Morgan? You kind of just jumped into a lake.
Yeah, there's one ending where that actually killed you.
And it was totally badass.
And finger guns are back.
Yes, I'm positive. Thank you for worrying about me, though.
That's what family's for.
The two of them exchange a smile. As they do, I look up to the sky once again, and for just a moment, I close my eyes. In my head, I offer a word of thanks to the forest, for its protection, and for everything it did for me. A chilly breeze blows in response. A loud buzzing fills the air, and we watch the swarm of fairies as they rush toward us from the trees. I step back to stand beside my friends as the fairies arrive. Joyously fluttering above Geladora's head, a bright smile illuminates her face as her people welcome her home. Aww. They don't speak. Their need for human language now gone. They don't acknowledge me at all. I strain to spy Hay or Frio or Anan, but I can't. I'm sure that they're there, amongst the rest of the hive, but they don't pay me any mind at all. Maybe that's for the best.
So this is like really cool.
She and Morgan are both watching, somewhat awestruck.
When we get home, Mads, you've gotta write an autobiography. Either that or the best fantasy novel ever.
And we're reading it right now. That's what it seems like anyway.
I'm sure you can make millions off the book deal.
I don't know if this made millions, but it didn't make an inconsequential amount. I wrap my arm around Abigail.
I'm good. I've got everything I need right here.
Aww. Abigail grins, putting her arm around me in turn. Tara groans and makes an exaggerated gagging noise.
Okay, if you're gonna be that sappy all the time, then...
Morgan interrupts whatever the consequences will be by leaning forward and kissing Tara on the lips. That shuts her up fast.
Then we'll just have to outdo them, right?
Loving contest. Who can be the most cringe with the lovings and the cuddles in the PDF? For maybe the second or third time ever, Tara looks like she doesn't know what to do, what to say, but in a good way. And before I continue, I'm gonna go ahead and hit our ad break, and then we'll continue to get to enjoy the happy ending. I guess there's no point in me theory crafting now. I mean, everybody lived. Everybody's alive. So, what's the theory crafting now? They're gonna be living happily ever after the end. That's it. Just that they're gonna be happy. So, yay! Man, I miss theory crafting during the breaks. That was fun. Though, like, it was fun, like spitballing different possibilities. But it's like, it's kind of hard to do theory crafting when it's like, we got there. Yeah, probably a lot of that. There's probably going to be a lot of that. A lot of nut. A lot of nutting. Which totally makes sense. And a story that features all women. And come to think of it, Jaildora never got a lesbian lover. Will she get her lesbian lover? Will she get her lesbian ending? I mean, she's not a cat anymore, so it wouldn't be weird. And I mean, like, she has like a mommy relationship with the fairies, so Evelyn was just another fairy, though. Like an evil fairy, but a fairy nonetheless. And the fairies are like tiny. They're like tiny little things. Like, do not the fairy. Do not the fairies in this universe. Maybe in other universes, but not in this universe. In what universe is it safe to do with the fairies? Well, the fairies in Touhou drink, so I feel like if yeah, the size difference is like well, you see, the fairies are small. And I mean, they have tails. And those tails are probably about the right size. So, like, there is a world where, like, a fairy could, you know, use that tail for some, fuck it, I'll just say it. Fairy tale, as in the tail of a fairy dildo. Okay? That's how that would work. I'm going to hell, aren't I? Guess I better not die. Anyway, continuing onwards before I further jump into the deep end. Well, at least we know we'll get to listen to some kick-ass music down there. Who am I trying to kid? Ozzy went to heaven. There's no way he didn't. He was a good person. A little, special in some ways, but not outright like a bad person. That's a perspective to have. And my answer is, we don't know that for sure. What a thing to ponder. And before we mind screw ourselves any further, to the point where I think that Hideki Anno wrote to the plot of our lives, I'm going to keep reading this now. As we all laugh, Gelidora approaches us, the rest of the fairies forming a cloud over her head. You know what? That's fair. From hearing of all the stories of your life to date, yeah, that's fair. That is perfectly fair.
So, it's over.
It is over, and yet it isn't over because we're still plotting here.
There's much to be done. The forest will need time to heal and recover. It will take years, but it will happen. Thank you, all of you. Mere words cannot express how grateful I am, how grateful the forest is. Especially to you, Morgan and Abigail. Your family has suffered so much over the years.
That's right. Gelidora was there with Morgan throughout everything. She's the only one who can even come close to really understanding what Morgan's been through.
It's over now, though. Just like the forest, it'll take time to heal and recover. But we'll be okay.
I know you will.
Gelidora faces away from me, looking out towards the forest at large and towards the waiting cluster of fairies, her domain, and her people.
What about the folks back in Eisenfeld? What'll happen to them?
I imagine they'll recover from the glamour rather quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even remember Evelyn's existence.
Yeah, probably for the better. She should be forgotten.
There might be some difficulty as they figure out who will manage their affairs.
She turns back to us now, smiling. In particular, she looks at Morgan.
But I don't imagine any of you will be around to concern yourselves with that.
I mean, can't you just run the town? I'm just saying, I mean, Gelidora for mayor, Eisenfeld 2026. Power to the fairies. She will run unopposed.
Right.
At the same time, Morgan and Tara reach for each other's hands. They smile at each other, meeting halfway.
And you, Abigail, are you looking forward to leaving?
Certainly. I've heard so much about the rest of the world from Madison and from Tara already that I can't wait to see it myself.
Yeah, we know from the last ending that she is very excitable to see all the new things.
Although, I'm a little nervous about, what were they called?
Airplanes.
Yes, those. I do hope they're safe.
When you last drew life 200 years ago, yeah, an airplane might be a little scary. She looks to me for support, and I put my arm around her.
It'll be fine. I promise.
It will be fine. Everybody survived everything. It'd be messed up if we had the airplane crash's bad end. Which is not a thing, by the way. She'll have a lot to get used to in the modern world. But it seems like she's just as excited to experience as I am to show it to her. I've flown in enough bones, it's fine. I just make sure to leave the seatbelt on the whole time in case the door comes off. Can't suck me out if I'm strapped in. Can't suck me off if I'm strapped on. Ayo. Even Morgan will have some acclimating to do after spending her whole life with Eisenfeld's limited amenities. Planes used to terrify me. Like, the first time I went across the country, I did it on the bus. You know why planes don't terrify me as much anymore? Going cross country in a bus sucks! I did know the train once too. That sucks less, but it still sucks. Plane is just better. Just fall asleep on the plane and don't think about the fact that the plane could explode while you're sleeping. That's the best way to deal with it. That's fine though. As Morgan mentioned, we have so much time. Yeah, probably not. I don't know, shoot up some, like, melatonin and heavy-duty sleep meds next time you have to be on a plane for a name or reason. The Fairy Queen smiles at us again. Ah, that's valid.
I see. If you don't mind, I'd like to show you just one last bit of magic. Something long overdue.
Magic trick? Is she gonna pull a rabbit out of a hat? That'd be hilarious. Especially if it was like just the rabbit's head because she was a cat and ate the body. Because cat. The four of us look at each other, then nod in assent.
Lead the way.
Jaeladora takes us around the pond to the far side, right to the boundary of bare ground and covered snow. She kneels down, scraping together a mound in her hands, while the rest of the fairies watch from above in reverent silence, their usual keening muted for now. The ball of snow in Jaeladora's hands is shaped and smoothed out as she alternates between scraping and patting it. Soon, I realize the form it's taking, that of one of the fairies. Jaeladora then gathers several other materials from the forest debris. Pine needles, a soggy leaf, a couple tiny pebbles, and even more objects that I can't see. She arranges the pebbles on her snow sculpture to form a face. Then, she deftly weaves together a few salt and pine needles and ties them around the back of the head. I realize that they're supposed to be glasses, or at least an imitation of them.
Madison, it's you!
Aww, that's adorable. A little fairy snow sculpture of Madison. I'm sure Maddie appreciates it. As Jaeladora wraps the leaf around the snow fairy, I realize that Abigail's right. It's not an exact replica, of course, but it's definitely supposed to be me. Once it's complete, Jaeladora lifts the tiny model from the ground, holding it in her cupped hands like a treasure. For a second, I think she's going to hand it to me, but she walks right past and heads to the shore of the pond. With her back to us, she lifts her arms, holding the tiny sculpture aloft. The moonlight shines down on her, illuminating the snow in her hands. The air around them starts to glimmer and sparkle, the light of the moon refracting off of nothing. Jaeladora's whole body glows with a soft white aura that's brightest in her hands. Then, the little fairy in her hands flutters to life and flies into the air. After just 2 beats of its fragile wings, it turns and joins the rest of the swarm, where it's immediately accepted into the fold. She made a Maddie fairy! Like, made a fairy that looks like Maddie. Aww, that's so adorable! The Fairy Queen turns back to face us, the sparkling magic now calm once more.
A tribute in your honor. This was the first birth of our people in over a century, ever since I was first bound. Through this little one, your memory will live on in these woods.
Oh wow, that's awesome!
Thank you. It's an honor, really.
Poor Maddie has been like overwhelmed to like hell and back during this whole thing. It's a bit strange to me that she'd choose me as the model rather than Morgan, whom she knows much better, or Abigail, who's far more intimately connected with the forest. After all, it's not like I did a whole lot as Fairy Queen. Still, the gesture is touching. I watch the little fairy for as long as I can, until it's assimilated into the rest and impossible to keep track of. Terra's positively green with envy.
Before you leave tomorrow, will you come join me for a final time? We have one last farewell to make.
Oh? She looks at Abigail as she says it. Abigail's eyes widen, and then she nods.
We've got a late train, so it's easy to do.
You already got his tickets home?
Hell yeah! One of us has to be on top of things around here.
What an optimist, seeing as in 2 endings, she doesn't need all of those train tickets. She smirks, and I playfully smack her shoulder. Going home. Just the thought of it is exciting. The prospect of returning to our normal lives without having to fight for them. By now, it feels kind of like a dream. But for once, one that I know will come true. Oh my. Still Twitch safe though. Once again, I wake up before Abigail does. The bed isn't even close to big enough for both of us, but it didn't stop us from getting a full night's sleep. I mean, they're wearing underwear. It probably could have shown the whole thing, but... like, you can see, like, the bras. But, I mean... We can look up... all of us have the capacity to look up anime titties anytime we want to. So... that's TIDDIES, not the other one, because the other one, that's a forbidden word. But the one with the D, that's not a real word. Ergo, it's safe. I can look at my own too, but I mean, I get kind of tired of looking at those sorry old things. I like to look at something that's, say, you know, a bigger, plumper, rounder, and more full. She lays nestled against my side, breathing peacefully, while I contemplate the sunlight streaming in. No matter where Terra and I travel to, I'm always looking forward to going home. That's especially true now. It feels weird to imagine that this time tomorrow, I'll be on a plane over the sea. I will happily do that before I go to bed. For, research purposes and absolutely nothing else. Nothing else at all. We still have a long day ahead of us, though. Our train doesn't depart until the afternoon, and then it's hours to the city. At least it'll be much more cheerful than my trip out here, when it was just Terra and me. For as long as I can, I just remain in bed, cuddling close with Abigail. It's so nice to be able to just turn off my brain and relax. No deadlines, no threats, no flickering in and out of existence. Peace. It isn't too long before her eyes flutter and drift open. She yawns, cuddling even closer to me. Without moving the rest of my body, I turn my head to face her, and our noses brush together.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madison.
You know, if they went through the trouble of, like, drawing at least, like, part of her body without her clothes on, they could have taken the glasses off, right? Like, she didn't sleep with her glasses on. Nobody who wears glasses sleeps with their glasses on. I mean, I'm not gonna, like... that is a very mild nitpick for what has been a very awesome experience, so...
How'd you sleep?
It was the best sleep I've had in 200 years.
Couldn't see that coming. She smirks, and I laugh too.
That joke never gets old. Fitting.
Abigail moves in even closer, draping herself across my arm and shoulder like a cat. Her hair falls across my face, and I blow it away with a playful puff of air.
What about you?
Better than I have in months.
It's true. We both passed out pretty quickly after getting back to the cabin last night. Even the excitement of the day's events couldn't keep us up.
Will our bed in America be this comfortable?
Going back to America! Physically, yes. All the other factors will.
Oh, it's even better. Although BT, our cat, really likes to sleep up there. So you might have to fight him for the spot.
BT will have to find somewhere new to sleep because I don't want to share you.
Well, alright then. She shoos away an imaginary cat with one hand. I love her.
Maybe he'll like Morgan. She's gotta be used to having cats around by now.
Only Chicago? Only? You sure about that, mate?
Gilladura counts. Technically?
Kinda? I mean, she's not a cat anymore, though. That was just kind of like a temporary thing.
Our home will be so lively, won't it?
An apartment is intended for 2, suddenly has 4. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
Me either.
It will be a gay old time. The sounds and smells of Morgan and Tara preparing breakfast wafting through the bedroom eventually stir us back into gear. I pack what little clothes I brought while Abigail gets dressed.
Good morning.
I mean, I've been in Chicago enough times, so it's like, eh.
Meowdy meow.
Really? Really?
Please don't ever say that again.
That is the right response.
But, good morning.
It is. This is clearly the best timeline.
Hello. What are we eating today?
Wow, you don't waste any time, huh?
I've wasted a lot of time not eating, and I intend to fully make up for it.
You know, real body has real metabolism, which will lead to real weight gain. I mean, I ain't got no problem with, fluffy girls. As a matter of fact, fluffy girls are, like, nicer, in a sense, because it's like, there's quite literally more to love. Just saying.
You're in luck. I brought over all the food I had at home, so there's plenty.
You're fluffy. It's fluff. It's floofy. She sets a platter of pastries on the table, and Abigail immediately dual wields a blueberry muffin and an everything bagel. Mood.
Wait, you already went all the way to town and back and then made breakfast?
Yes.
Wife material!
Isn't she amazing?
Yes! Morgan blushes. That might be the first time I've witnessed that.
Sure is.
Crumbs litter the table, the aftermath of Abigail's enthusiastic eating. I've never met someone so delighted just to be eating food.
have as much as you'd like. I'll bring the rest with us on the train.
I'm not sure we're gonna have to worry about leftovers.
You got Miss Pac-Man going to town over there. Leftovers, not a concern. Abigail grins in agreement. As we finish, I help take all the dishes back into the kitchen and set them by the sink. Morgan starts washing them right away.
I'm not sure who I'm washing these for, but it feels wrong to just leave them dirty.
What'll happen to this place once we're gone?
She shrugs.
I'll leave the key in my shop. I don't really care beyond that.
I mean, who gives a crap? What, y'all planning on coming back?
It's nice to not have to.
She wipes the plates dry with a towel, and then we go back into the living room. The rest of the cabin is already immaculate. The blankets are folded, the furniture is realigned, everything is in its place. I'd even say it's tidier than the day we arrived. I give my bedroom a final once-over, looking for anything that I may have left behind. Of course, there isn't anything. I shut the door behind me. The action has a sense of finality to it. You would think that they would come and say hi to Jaeladura once in a while, yes. And honestly, in my headcanon, I mean, I'm sure that they would. Like... surely they, like, once in a while just come out here just to say hi to her. I mean... Jaeladura will likely live for pretty much ever, but, like... You know? Enjoy, like, say hi to her once in a while. Like, let her enjoy the time that she will have with y'all. Everyone else is waiting for me in the living room.
So we're going out into the woods one last time, right?
Yes. I need to say goodbye to... a friend.
Whoa! You know someone else in the forest?
Kinda.
Is it Elvis?
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
Oh, thank you pretty much, little mama. Yeah, nah, it's not Elvis.
Who's Elvis?
It's because she's 200 years old. She doesn't know who Elvis is.
Don't worry about it. Tara's just being dumb.
Aren't I always?
You got me there. Anyway, you'll see when we arrive.
Maddie be like, no spoilers. I love Tara too. She's the best. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Plus, I want Abigail to be able to share a peaceful farewell, especially remembering what she told me before about the Fairy Queen and the Forest Spirit. We head outside and into the forest. For the first time since we got to Eisenfeld, it's not that cold out. In fact, it's even a bit warm. I wonder if that's coincidence, or if it also has something to do with Evelyn being gone. Neither would surprise me. We haven't gone very far when Jaeladura suddenly appears, popping into sight just a few feet away. Her arrival is silent. No smoke or sound or anything like that. Just 1 second it's empty, and the next, she's there.
Good morning.
Morgan and Tara both flinch at her sudden arrival, but Abigail and I are unaffected.
I've been waiting for you. I could feel the four of you into the forest.
That's awesome! So your fairy sense started tingling?
Tara, we love you so much! Jaeladura tilts her head, perplexed. Tara really needs to learn her audience out here.
Anyway, if you're prepared, I'll take you all the rest of the way. It would take far too long to walk.
The five of us join hands, Jaeladura standing between Morgan and me, Her hands are cold, but not unpleasantly so. In the time that it takes for me to blink, we're teleported to the grove of ancestral trees. Even without being one with the forest, the magic in this place is palpable. It soaks into the earth and trees, and the air is sweet. We approach the ancestral grove with careful, quiet steps. The destruction that Evelyn caused is more prevalent here. Streaks of ash still blemish the surrounding trees, painful reminders of the one she slew. Just ahead, I can see the clearing where I know the forest spirit will be. Jaeladora steps aside, gesturing for Abigail and I to continue on. When the spirit comes into view, I can hear Terra gasp from behind me. The spirit looks even weaker than the last time I saw it. Previously it looked old, now it looks downright ancient. Its once terrifying eyes have lost their luster. Its wooden body is even more knotted and warped than before, and it's so small.
Is this your friend?
Without turning around, Abigail nods.
For all these years we've been together, it was the forest spirit who saved my soul when Evelyn came for my body.
Abigail reaches out a hand, going to the forest spirit's side. Like every time before, I also keep my distance.
Abigail.
I know. It's time, isn't it?
Jaeladora nods. The forest spirit peers down at the girl by its side. I'm sure that it loves her back. Abigail takes a single step backwards, and Jaeladora moves to her side. Then, the Fairy Queen raises a palm and presses it against the forest spirit. The sensation of magic gathering is familiar to me by now, even though this time it's flowing past me, not into me. Jaeladora calls life from the surrounding trees. Here, where life is more vibrant, the ground ripples under our feet, surging with unseen power. The sunlight beaming onto us feels warmer. Everything is gloriously happily alive. The forest spirit's twisted form starts to change and morph, not in a painful way like how Evelyn died, but in a much more peaceful. Jagged shards of wood soften and retract. Its two legs start to stitch themselves together into one solid trunk. Its arms stiffen, reaching outward and upwards, slowly regaining the colossal height that it once possessed. Roots appear and bury themselves underground, as the forest floor itself rises a little to accommodate. I remember now that Abigail mentioned before that one of the Fairy Queen's duties was to help the forest spirit pass on. And with Jaeladora missing for so long, it was impossible. I wonder how many decades or centuries this one had existed before meeting Abigail. No wonder all the trees here have such vibrance. No wonder this is the center of life in the forest. Just like the process that made me the Fairy Queen, there's little pomp and flair to the transformation, but instead, it feels intimate and calm. When Jaeladora retracts her hand and the magic dissipates once more, everything is still and silent. Abigail says goodbye to the forest spirit, which has turned into a tree. Abigail kneels on the ground before it, with the spirit's eye being the only recognizable part of it. Abigail falls to her knees at the base of the newborn tree. The spirit's great eye slowly slides down the trunk, a final magical motion, until it's level with her face. Despite the tears in her eyes, Abigail manages a smile.
Hello, old friend. Thank you for everything you've given me. Not just company, but another chance at life itself. I'll miss you. I really will. More than I'll miss anything else here. I'm sorry I wasn't around much lately, but I hope you know that I was very happy. Even when it was just us. Even when there was no one else.
Aww. She reaches up, touching her hand to the tree just like the Fairy Queen did, except it isn't a regal, powerful touch. It's delicate and soft. She presses her forehead against the tender bark, not bothering to wipe away the tears.
And I hope you know that I'll be even happier now. You don't have to worry about me. I'll be okay.
Abigail remains there for a long moment. The forest spirit's eye watches her, as best it can, for as long as it can. Slowly, it goes dim. The red light fades to gray, and then to the same plain brown as the rest of the tree. Within moments, it's indistinguishable from the rest of the forest. Abigail looks back up and notices the change. She presses her hand across the sightless eye, and then she rises to face Geladora.
Thank you.
I'm sure you made its life that much more wonderful as well.
Yay, new ancestral tree!
I hope so. Terra, do we still have time before we have to board our train?
Couple hours, yeah.
If it's no trouble, I'd like to return to the Fairy Grove one final time.
Yay! The Fairy Grove!
I'd be happy to take you.
Terra and Morgan nod in approval. They've both been keeping pretty quiet, although that's only unusual for Terra. Still, I'm glad that she's being considerate of the solemn mood. Once more, Geladora takes our hands and transports us to the fairy clearing. There's no evidence here of what took place last night. While there aren't any deer this time, a few birds are in their nests. All's right in the grove. It's a little strange to not instantly feel the presence of fairies in my head. I'm sure they're close by, but like usual, they keep their distance. As soon as we regain our balance, Abigail wordlessly starts to head for the shore. Terra taps me on the shoulder.
Hey, me and Morgan are gonna take a walk. Give you two a couple minutes.
Heh.
Sure. Thanks.
The two of them set off at a leisurely pace around the water. Geladora goes with them. She and Morgan will surely want to say goodbye as well. Abigail's already down by the water, and I move to join her. Her hand grasps mine, and she squeezes lightly. She breathes in deeply. I do the same. The air is crisp but refreshing. This place has been so special to both of us that I'm a little bit sad to leave it behind as well. I know that's nothing compared to how Abigail must feel. I don't speak. I'm sure that in her heart, Abigail's saying her final goodbyes to this place. I'll let her be the first to speak. We stand there in comfortable silence for a while, hand in hand.
I said before that I had come to love the forest as much as I possibly could. But now, when we're about to leave, I realize that I was wrong. Because I love it more now than I ever have before. It isn't that I want to stay, but rather that I never had the opportunity to miss it. And now, on the eve of my departure, I'm sure that I will.
Aww.
I think there's a certain kind of love that comes from having something, but there's a different kind of love that can only come from losing it.
Yeah? To my surprise, she isn't crying. In the past, when we've talked like this, it's been accompanied by tears, both joyful and sad. But now, when I look over at Abigail, she looks determined. Determined to be happy.
Just because you leave something behind doesn't mean you've lost it. It just means that you have to learn to love it in a different way. When you look back on something and it makes you smile, that counts too. Love isn't just about moving forward. Sometimes it's about looking back. This place will always be special to you. And to me, in different ways.
You guys should come back and visit.
What if I forget? What if someday I can't look back and remember what it looks like? What if I can't remember how it felt the first time we kissed? What if I forget how happy I am right now?
Even if you forget, you'll still carry it with you. It's still a part of who you are. It made you the person you are today.
And fast forward to the present, they come back to Eisenfeld because, and to quote this version of Terra, yeah, America sucks right now, so we're here again.
The memories aren't what's important. What's important is how they help you grow.
We go quiet again after that. I surprised even myself with those words. Leftovers from being the Fairy Queen, maybe? When I look back, 5 or 10 or even 50 years from now, I wonder how I'll feel about this time in my life. Not just the forest and all the magical things that have happened, but everything that led up to it. Working on Terra Normal, and all that we accomplished there, all the dreams that I put aside for it, and also the new ones that it instilled in me. I still have a lot to figure out, and feelings to sort through, but now, the future doesn't seem too ominous and scary. In fact, I'm looking forward to it. From behind us, I can hear the sounds of Morgan and Terra approaching once more from their walk. I squeeze Abigail's hand, and she starts to lead me back toward our friends.
Come on, let's go home.
All aboard! The train conductor yells out his iconic line, and there's a loud hiss as the train begins to move. It feels like something out of an old-timey film, but I suppose that's more than appropriate for how our journey has gone so far.
Yeah.
Beside me, Abigail sits with a white-knuckle grip on the seats, alternating between staring out the window and making sure the ground is still beneath her. Across from me, Terra and Morgan sprawl across each other, all pretenses of not a couple abandoned. As for me, I drink it all in, with a smile on my face. Every one of us deserves this. We pull out of the station, and I gaze out the window alongside Abigail. On the way in, I remember how scary and foreboding the forest looked, and how it felt like entering another world. Now, on the way out, I certainly won't miss it, but I'm not afraid anymore. I wonder if Galadora is watching us, somewhere out there.
Probably.
Hey, Mads.
Of course Terra's the one to break the silence.
How proud do you think my folks will be that I finally got around to adding forged government documents to my criminal record?
Say what? You have a criminal record? I mean, I can imagine, but...
I just have to laugh. I can't even be mad at her for this one, because there's no way we're getting Abigail into the country otherwise. I'm not sure how she did it. Maybe that's a brand of magic of her own.
TSA be like, who the fuck is this? They didn't have ID 200 years ago, so we just kind of rolled with it. Wait, what? Yeah, that's not gonna work.
What will be the first thing we do when we get back?
Asks Abigail.
Get you a social security card.
Oh, you know we're gonna party!
From where her head rests on Morgan's lap, Terra still manages to strike a pose.
We've got New Year's coming up. Plus, Maddie's birthday is the day before.
Both Abigail and Morgan's eyes widen. I try to brush it off. Every year, Terra swears we're going to go all out for my birthday. Every year she takes like 2 drinks and passes out, or falls out of her bar stool, whichever comes first.
Ah, right. The hard head.
Morgan, Abby, both of you drink, right?
I do.
It's been quite a long time since I have, of course, but I'm certainly partial to it.
What do drinks from 200 years ago compare to,
You
now?
both know what that means then, right?
Honestly, probably not that different.
Terra's question is met with 3 blank stares.
Drinking contest!
God bless you, Tara.
Oh god, Tara. Not again.
Again?
Come on, you're okay with Morgan and Abby watching you drunkenly sing MCR, right?
Tara is the best.
No, I'm not okay. While Tara launches into an extremely exaggerated version of my last birthday party for Morgan and Abigail's benefits, I find myself looking out the window, watching the world go by once again. There's so much that I'm looking forward to when we get home. Teaching Abigail about the world, going back to school. I'll also do my best to help Morgan take over the duties on the show. Maybe I'll even come back to guest star in an episode or two.
Yeah, I guess they'll be able to figure out the video and stuff now that Maddie's there to show them.
For so long, I wanted the world to slow down. Just a little bit. So I could catch up, figure things out, figure myself out. If there's one thing that being dead and hearing Abigail's stories taught me, it's that I don't want to look back later with regret. Just like I told her at the lake, we have a lot of good memories left to create. I intend to savor every minute of them. I listen to the conversation, laughing along even while I daydream about the future. My heart is happy here, even if my head's in the clouds right now. Abigail leans into my side, giggling at some joke whose punchline I missed, but I smile all the same. She'll make an optimist out of me yet. If there's one thing that we have now, it's time.
Yeah, that's true. Alcohol hasn't really changed that much in the last 200 years.
And as for everything else, well, I'm sure the world won't mind if I keep it waiting just a bit longer.
Yeah, pretty much. And happy credits. And then the normal credits. Well, normal-ish. Abigail reaches out the open window to point at the ocean, sparkling in the summer sun. My heart pounds as I hear the pure joy in her voice. The instant the train pulls to a complete stop, she and Tara bolt for the door. Morgan grins at me and stands to follow them. I'm right behind her. Same, but it's like, I don't know how the story could like reasonably continue to anything interesting. Alright, gang, this is it. All 4 gals head to the beach for a day of fun in the sun. Oh, we do get to see their beach outfits! Yay! Tara's leaping for joy while wearing a Terra Normal t-shirt, complete with UFO and rainbow. Maddie and Abigail are both in light beach wear. Morgan has cut her hair short and watches them with a smile.
Smell that air. Feel that ocean breeze. Look at those crashing waves. I told you this place was awesome.
I wonder which beach they went to. Besides, you know, beach in America somewhere. She looks back at us to make sure we're all as overjoyed as she is. With all her excitement, you'd think she was the one who had never seen a beach before.
This is...
Her voice trails off as her head swivels around, still trying to take it all in. I silently step up behind her and take her hand. She doesn't look at me, but the small squeeze she gives my hand is all I need to know that she appreciates it.
Pretty incredible, huh?
She closes her eyes and tilts her head up towards the sun, taking in the summer glow.
It's better than I ever dared to imagine.
For a moment, I'm reminded of the glow that surrounded her the first time we read together. Was that the first time my heart stopped when I looked at her? It's happened so often that I've lost count. Aww. By now, I've known her as a human for longer than I knew her as a ghost, but she still got that same otherworldly beauty that she had back then. Something got stuck in my throat there for a second.
Thank you, Madison.
Abigail looks back to me and smiles.
For everything.
I know the kiss is coming before Abigail even starts to move, and I'm more than ready for it. I wrap my arms around her and let her lips press against mine. Our bodies perfectly pressed together.
You were worth the wait.
Aww, Abigail is so precious. We touch our foreheads together, fingers intertwined. There's no need to say anything else. For once, Tara waits for us to finish before interjecting, but the instant we separate, she's back to her boisterous self.
Are you guys coming or what?
Morgan puts her arm around Tara's shoulder as she waves us on. Not missing a beat, Tara pushes her long hair to the side so Morgan can kiss her cheek.
Come on, I'll race you there.
Of course.
You're on.
Double of course! Those two turned out to have a surprising amount in common. Whatever store of energy they both draw from, it seems to be infinite. Morgan and I go at a much more similar pace. Although, even she's more enthusiastic about going along with Tara's craziness. Love does that, I guess.
You go ahead, babe. I'll catch up.
Me too. My swimsuit definitely isn't built for sprinting.
Abigail gives me a nod, then another quick peck. Tara tries to do the same, but Morgan pulls her in for a full-on kiss. When she pulls away, Tara looks completely stunned. Hi, Cinnamon Roll!
Better hurry, Abigail. Don't waste the head start.
Oh, pulling in Tara for a kiss to let Abigail win. Nice! That's the first time I've ever seen a kiss used to give someone a tactical advantage. I can respect that. I can respect that too! Abigail takes off running while Tara blinks away her days before dashing after her.
No fair!
All's fair in love and war. Thank the gods the war is over.
Yes, it is! You have longer legs than me!
They're all perfect for this. Morgan and I are left in the dust, both chuckling at our overzealous partners. I doubt either of us expected someone so energetic to be such a perfect fit.
We should probably go after them.
Lead the way.
We both take off behind our girlfriends, entering the water and rushing to their arms. Again, Cinema Wall? I can barely feel the cold of the water as Abigail's warmth envelops me.
And here I thought you were going to keep me waiting again.
Dang. We lean in for a kiss at the same time, our lips pressing together in a deep, warm union. Yeah, fair enough. The 2000s were a time.
Don't you worry, Abigail. I'll always be right behind you.
The smile she gives me puts the sunlight to shame.
I know, Madison. I know.
I bet you look super cute in women's golf clothes. And that's the end. The good end. Yay! But before we part ways with this game fully, I mean, they got married in one of the Tara and Morgan got married in one of the bad ends, but I mean, it's pretty well implied that it'll happen. Let's take a look at the art gallery, shall we? Oh, it gives you different poses for the different ones too. Ah, they're kissy again. Like, I like alternate L1 and R1 over and over again. Just keep making them make out. I'm not actually gonna. This is a less nice one. Wait, did I just look at this one? Beach episode. Oh, there's more to the there's slightly more to the photo. It lets you pan down slightly where you couldn't before. I guess that's neat. There's no good reason to do that. The guest gallery is more interesting because, I mean, we saw all the art throughout the game. Okay, yeah, much easier if I could just see the whole thing all at once. Is that Morgan playing on a Switch? Aw. Oh, god dang it. I forgot to hit snooze on the ad. Grumble, grumble. Well, when it does finally start, I'll pause displaying the art. Terra is so cute. They're all just like perfect beans. Okay, this I wish we got to see happen at some point. Just swapping the glasses while giggling. Come to think of it, it's kind of silly that it's in ghost mode. Maddie still needed the glasses, and boo. Well, let the ads play out. And then I'll keep going through the silly art. And then we'll find something to read out to you. Okay. I wasn't sure like the endings were going to like fill the stream or not, but I guess yeah. As Ilya said earlier, bad ending 20 minutes. The real ending like hour and a half. Not that this is a bad thing. This is a good time to get a sipper, actually. Water is good. Especially because I've been talking for the last 2 hours straight. Or in the case of me, talking for the last 2 hours gay. So much lesbians. It's great. I'm also very happy with how Terra was portrayed. Like they didn't outright say she was trans until it was relevant for them to do so. And that was just during a backstory moment. It's like, one of the girls is trans, but that's not her defining feature. It's just a part of her. Like, they wrote her very well, and I'm happy for that. And honestly, it's like, it's so great to see that kind of inclusion, you know? Like, seeing us represented on screen in a character and having it be done well. And it's not as like a token or anything. It's she's there and this is a thing that she is, and yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, like when I commented last stream where it's like, does everyone have to take over women? Well, it backfired because she chose Terra's body, because that would be something. If that actually happened, I would have screamed bloody rage, because that would have been such an ass pull. I'm glad that that is not what happened. Oh, hey, the little heart pin. Welcome back, Archangel. We're just looking at the guest art before I close out. I bet you Abby ate like all of that. Like that face says, I'm gonna eat everything here. Also, I love the lesbian pride button. Aw, it's Morgan and Jiladora. That's one way to hold a camera. Oh wow, the zoom is like 1 million zoom. That's all I have to say is that's one way to hold a camera. Aww. She does love her coffee. Those were all adorably cute. That is perfectly valid, Ilya. I do call out to myself being that way, but it's not to be like, hey guys, look at me, I'm special. It's more of a, if you feel like you might be like me and you need to talk to somebody about it, I'm here. Because some of us need to do that, I feel. Like, some of us need to, like, come out and just be blunt, like, yeah, I pass and everything, and in an ideal world, like, nobody would know the difference. But not everybody has that luxury, and not everybody's there yet, and there should be some of us, I feel like there should be some of us who are, like, willing to be the beacon for those who aren't there yet. And I want to be that for people. I want to be everybody's trans big sister, to help them navigate through the process of transitioning if they feel like they're lost, alone, and confused. So I will happily put on the pins where the hearts stand out so that people can find me and I can help them out. That's perfectly valid. There's definitely a beauty in living a simple life. And that has been Heart of the Woods, everybody. I'm still doing mental gymnastics with what my next long play is going to be. I know what my long play after my next long play is going to be. But that is solved. 1,000,000%. I love how Terra was written. Like, they nailed it. They nailed all the characters. Like, I couldn't imagine or think of any changes that I would make to make it better. Like, I feel like this was very well done. And I'm glad that I convinced myself to buy Yuri visual novel game while I was at Offkai. I also got promotional art and some other stuff too when I bought it. Which, I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with all of the stuff that I got. I know that when I look over everything now, it'll have a lot more impact because I now know the plot and the characters, and I feel like we all have come to like grow and love these characters, and we have to leave them behind now, but we know that their lives will go on happily in their universe. Anyway, so there's 2 games I'm thinking of. I'm between right now for what my next long play is going to be. I'm between playing Watch Dogs, and I never actually did the story for Grand Theft Auto 5. I feel like neither is a bad option, but I don't know if there's any particular preference. Oh, why did my model just freak out? Tracking still good? Yes, weird. I don't know. I guess just for a moment it was like, nope. Yeah, I like to do that. Like, we go from fantasy to definitely not fantasy. But I mean, I kind of like going back and forth between things. Like, I don't want to just be like one track pony. Like, I do want to like have a little variations of things and do something a little different. This is probably like the biggest departure from what I normally do, because I'm either doing like something from the 16-bit era, or I'm doing some kind of RPG, or I'm doing some kind of action game. I've not done a visual novel before. But that's where I'm sitting in between right now, is either doing Watch Dogs or the story mode for Grand Theft Auto 5, because I've never done them. I know for sure what I'm doing after those. Like, so a game that I have played through, but I haven't touched in a very long time, is a classic from the Super Nintendo era, and that is, I know that my next, after Watch Dogs / GTA 5, and I'm not going to do both of them, I'm only going to do one of them, and come back to the other later, is I would love to do a long play with you all of Illusion of Gaia. I haven't touched it in a long time, and I just, like, I was watching one of the other streamers that I follow, like, play it like a month or so ago, and I was like, I need to play this game again. I haven't touched it since I was a kid, and I'll probably be better at it now. I still remember getting stuck at one point. For the longest time, I was just, like, stuck. And it was something stupid. It was a breakable wall that was very obvious where it was in retrospect, but little kid me couldn't figure it out. So, that's coming up on the horizon. Truth be told, I'm probably leaning towards Watch Dogs. We were joking about Chicago being such a lovely place before, so why not just go all in on being in Chicago was with hacker stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna start that tomorrow or not. Realistically, I mean, probably. It depends on what mood I'm in. Admittedly, it's like I kind of want to like breathe a little bit from the fantasy thing. I don't necessarily want to like jump hard into another story-driven thing per se. So tomorrow my day will be just I'm just to mess around and do random crap stream. And I'll start the next long play. Hello, T-Girl Kisser. How are you? Also, not sure if you noticed, but you got gifted a subber at one point. Yay! There were a lot of subs gifted out during my subathon. I hope that you enjoy the emotes and sub badge, and if you're able, of course, consider continuing the sub when the gift sub ends. If you want, no pressure. I'm sure that Petra would love to hear that. The lovely Petra Finn, who did all the artwork. She did all the emotes, and she made my model. And at some point, I'm gonna ask her to do some more art for the stream too. Like, I'm going to ask her to make me a starting screen, a break screen, and an ending screen at some point. And I will more than likely ask her for try to commission some more emotes for her too, since I have some more emote slots from getting all those subbers. So stuff to look forward to when I has money. So I will be sure to let her know. Or if you'd like to let her know yourself, I'm always happy to give her a shout out on this channel. You should definitely check out her stream and just check her out in general. Oh, definitely give her some love. She put a lot of time and effort into making all the amazing art for me. That'll happen one day, Cinnamon Wall. That'll happen one day. Just have to be patient for now. Alrighty. Let's see. Now, where do I want to drop you all off? Let's see. Well, I haven't dropped you guys off to see Shinon in a while. She's been was on a bit of a hiatus for a bit. So, I think that's where I will drop you guys off. Get all the clothing before you're stuck in wheelchair mode. That's a good idea. Alrighty. Alrighty, everybody. Thanks for sticking around and going through all of Heart of the Woods. And we'll be back here tomorrow night with something. I'm still not sure what that something is going to be. Either I'll start Watch Dogs / GTA 5, or I'll just like do I'll just pick a 16-bit era game and just play that for 2 hours. It'll definitely be one or the other. You'll know if I've committed if I actually bother to fill in the schedule with a game. And I'm also trying to do the Mixology stream during the day on Saturday. So if you're in the Discord and you have if you have a drink that you would like to see me make, ping me on Discord with the recipe, and if I have the stuff for it, I will happily make it. And until next time, everybody, take care, have a good night, day, whatever time it is in your area of the world. And God's willing, we'll hopefully see you here next time. Bye-bye. Wang, wang. Oh, shoot. I better remember the read message bit. What are those?